Hello, Charito. Nice to have you there. Your microphone is off.
Good morning.
Good morning, Leslie.
Is it just you and me?
Charito is there.
Oh, good. Okay. Yay. Hi, Chirito.
Hello, dear.
How are you?
So tired. I I already told Michael I cannot come, but since I'm in the city right now, so I have to, you know, drop by.
Oh,
Hello.
good.
How are you all?
Good,
Thank
good,
you
good.
for being here. I will start now, and I do believe someone will join us as well. So let me turn the camera off and start. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the next Industry 5.0 Power of Touch event, in which I ride with the members of the global family towards the wasteless world on the back of language with one word which we talk about. And the word today is a hope, a word which sounds every single day, almost everywhere. And I would like to start today with you, Charito, because I'm so happy you join us today. So when you close your eyes and you hear the word hope, what came first to your mind, please?
Well, good evening, Michael and Leslie. Nice to be back. You mean HOPE? Hope?
Yes.
Oh, so I always have this adage. They said, hope springs eternal in the human breast. Well, that's a nice word because it speaks of um, something positive. Somebody is, despite everything, when you're down, when you have hope, you believe in something good coming for you. You know that after all the trials, something, uh, uh, the trials will happiness. When you are sad today, tomorrow you'll be you're hopeful. You know that there will be happiness. When you are down now, there's no other way to go but up. And that's hope. It's like a will, like life. Hope is inside the heart of every person in every little thing. It is something that awakens the darkened portion of our heart or intellect. It is something there that some light will come up even in the darkness. I could not quite say it in words, but I know because I've been a lot in the dark before. But because that hope was, you know, oozing and flowing within my heart, the hope that God will look at me and pull me up someday, even if I'm down. I think so far that's I can say. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Charito. Leslie, the same question for you. When you heard for the first time that the word will be hope, what came to your mind, please?
Well, uh, I don't use that word often or wish because without action, neither one are useful. So when you said hope, I thought faith because faith is going to move me into action. Hope isn't. It's one of those words that without action, it has no meaning or no value, right? Unless you do something. Um, and it is the a positive word for most people. For me, I see, well, this is a wish or a hope, a person who isn't doing anything on their own behalf, but just wishing and hoping. And of course, that's my perception. So when I heard hope, I thought faith, which also is a positive word and is the opposite of fear, the dark versus the light that Chirito pointed to, that hope brings a positive vibration and a positive outlook. It can, which is the opposite of its darker side, where we don't want to spend a lot of time, which is in fear. And I guess you could say that they're the opposite of one another. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Leslie. Shami, the same question for you. So, when you hear the term hope, what came first to your mind? And you are muted, Shami.
Thank you, Michael. Have you heard me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Hope. I will now feel it like a equivalent of dream and equivalent of aim. Mind is explore point. I hope that is happiness come again with the human. Actually, I'm not call explore it, and the word is hope. And just I feel. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Shami. And exactly the feeling, this is why the first question is being put on a table. And I ask the same, all of you, including Use. Use, what came first to your mind when you hear that the term is hope?
Thank you, Michael, for this opportunity. For me, hope is a confidence or trust that something good is possible or likely in the future, even if it is not guaranteed. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Use. Charito, you mentioned that there was a lot of hope in your life and you hope in a positive change. Uh, We are meeting in the middle of so-called Davos 2026, where the world leaders are meeting and talking about the future of all humans and humanity on the planet. Do you think that similar events, which are being held again and again and again with the same result, bring hope or no more? And you are muted, Charito.
Oh, if I get you right, you said your question is about doing something, hoping and hoping, and then when it doesn't come, you stop. Is that your point,
Uh,
Michael?
The politicians are meeting in Davos for many years, but nothing changed. But the public, us people, are still hoping in a change. So, what will end us to hope and what will change our hope into action?
Oh, I see. You know, Michael, I have a different thinking about politicians. Even if they come every year to Davos, and that's in Europe, right? And they're talking
Mhm.
about humanity and a lot of people. If you don't do something about it, I look at the leadership who leads the talking because I can see that there's always again and again the same people talking, the same people even before, if not the same people, the same thinking, the same ideals. And so when they come together, if there's nothing that changed within their hearts, you know, most I have to be, maybe people, well, a lot of people will not agree with me, or some will disagree, or some will agree with me that to each politician is different, ambitions, right? Have purpose. When they come together, I believe that it's not for the humanity. It's not 100%, but that's part of it. Maybe 50% of that should go back to themselves, either individually or by the country. So in Davos, when you say they go there to talk about whatever, sports, whatever is it, culture, climate, and all that. Nothing happens. But still, can we do something else? As constituents in a country which is poor, and a lot of people around the world, and there are great leaders going there together, what can we do but pray that these people will change their directions, will change the feeling inside of them, that they should not be talking about something that they know deep within their hearts will go back to them and, make give them financial rewards. If you know what I mean, if you follow me here, you know, people go there because when they come back, they're bringing with them something good for either for themselves and for the country or for their community. So, but then we're talking about hope here. It should spring eternal in the human breast because what else to do? I, you know what? Leslie said hope is faith, but you have to do something about it. But we're talking about Davos. Sorry, we're talking about a lot of people pulling together. But why are these people there? Because every country they are being elected. I don't know how they were elected, but at the end of the day, it's personal. The personal reason is greater than the moral, the good for the entire country. That's what I know. Because, here I can see that they're pulling around, they're meeting. At the end of the day, deep inside their heart and their mind, I'll get something about it. So when they go back, they're enriched monetarily, financially. I don't say it's for everybody, but that's how I look at politics nowadays. Sorry to say that, but back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Charito. And before coming back to Leslie, let me ask Philip, because he is right now in the same country where Davos take place. Philip, the term today is hope. And my question to you is, what came first to your mind when you hear the term of today?
Hope. Hope it will never die. But sometimes a bit harder to hope in things. I mean, right now, the world is changing dramatically. I mean, we have some really crazy politicians around there. They don't really care about the rest except their own pocket. So hope is always here. But yeah, we have to be hopeful, also for our kids. Um, but every day you have to do your own share to give some other people some more hope, because otherwise, like when you see all the news every day, it's just mad. So it's important to keep on your hope. And yeah, but it's not always easy work, but we have to. That's my opinion. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Philip. Leslie, coming back to you, what do you think is needed to change the hope into faith as you describe it at the beginning?
Well, you have to take action and complete the actions that you've never done before or that you might have failed at before. In other words, you have to stand for that hope. And once you complete it, because you stood in the face of adversity, that's how faith is built. And I also want to answer a little bit the question about it appears that nothing is happening and we do the same thing over and over again. It's always happening. There are always good things happening. To assume that nothing is done is a narrow perspective because based on universal law and God's laws, it has to be occurring. Both sides have to occur. The positive, also in the negative. And this is the pendulum again. We are in an extreme spot right now. But if you will look and have faith, rather than looking for what's wrong, we can be looking for what is right. And the size of that right thing means nothing. So it's relative. Will we do what we're uncomfortable with? What is morally right for us? Because faith and fear will always be here. You'll always have that. That's part of human nature, is the battle. So right now, for almost everybody on the planet, fear reigns. But we have the ability, through conversations like this, through being less afraid to try on new ways of thinking, to shut down our own fears long enough to actually listen to what other people are saying and offering, to come together to make positive shifts. So it is happening. There is faith and action out there, and there are calls to action. You know, whenever there is a movement, if you will, we can call it a movement of peace. Christ did it, Gandhi did it. There have been many people who gave up everything and stood in the face of major adversity for a moral belief or faith in humanity. So we just keep moving our feet. We do whatever it is we can. You can do something small like boycotting companies, right? That, for example, make guns, if that's the thing that is concerning you. In the United States, we have the ability to march, to call our congressmen. So the size of the action doesn't matter. The real plague is hope and a lack of action, sitting back and just hoping that someone else will do something. And indeed, they will. But it's up to each one of us to build faith ourselves, in our own faith. Because as Charito said, one action you can take is prayer. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Leslie. Shami, I would like to ask you two questions. First, what you hope for on a personal level? And the second is, what do you think that the people of Bangladesh hope mostly for today in 2026? And you have to unmute yourself. Maybe there is trouble or you cannot unmute at the moment. So let me ask the same question to Ussi. Then I will see whether you are free or not. Ussi, the same question for you. What do you hope for you for 2026? And what do you think the people of Tanzania hope for in this year?
Thank you, Michael, for this beautiful, interesting question. My hope in 2026 to meet our goals. You know, Michael, we are here. We are human. We stand for our world to make this planet in a peaceful and better place for all. So my hope in 2026 to meet our goals to build a wasteless world for all. And this is the hope of Tanzania, to see new generation, to see our generation and the next generation live in peace equity, inclusion. And to see there is no waste in all of its form. So thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Uthi, and thank you very much for mentioning how much means Industry 5.0 aim to you. Shami, can you unmute yourself now? Or should we continue?
Yes, yes, Michael.
Okay. Did you hear my question before?
Yes. No.
Okay, so I will repeat it. Can you tell me what is your hope, your personal hope for 2026? And what do you think is the hope of the people of Bangladesh in 2026?
Thank you, Michael. 2026 government will be now going to be elected election, democracy election, and select the government, new government. I hope Bangladesh is reform, new government will start, and new Bangladesh will be going to make the challenge of economical and reconstruction of all around the challenge and problem. And I hope also the educational challenge where it you know that the industry 5.0 is not full phase is accepted in our university and school and educational level. I hope you and me and all are helpful 2026 in make a good Bangladesh. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Usi. Shami, sorry. I have shared with probably with all of you or most of you my the 3300th talk about nothing in Czech language, which I have with my friend, with my future wife, Jane. I know you do not understand Czech, but I am sure when you look at it, you understand the power which was given by love suddenly occurring in my life. And it's running for 8 months already. It was exactly on the day when we recorded the episode. And it is stronger every single day. And just before we started today, Jane sent me a link to one of Czech songs. It was in 1986, and its name Love is Hope. And this is why I would like to ask you, Charito, do you think that love is hope?
Wow, what a question. Well, probably for me, laughing, especially when it's loud, it's an emotion that is being, uh, you know, emoted and heard around, because there are. You mean laugh, the laughter, like L A
Love,
U
no,
G
Loue, love, like a loving one.
LOVE.
Yes.
Oh, yes, love is always hope. I don't know how you look at love, Michael, but for me, when there is love, there is hope. Because two hearts, there are so many kinds of love, right? Love between you and Jane, that's romantic family. You hope to have a new family, one that is free from all those negative experience you have in the past, right? You hope for a better family, a better and a successful Industry 5.0. But not everybody who loves, I don't, oh, I would say that even if they fell in love with another person, it's romantic love or whatever, there may be hope there, but in a different direction. Love between relatives, between neighbors, colleagues. I would call it love when there is respect, when one would like the other to be uplifted with the relationship. So it's in your heart, Michael. If you hope because of that love, or you love because you hope something will change. Um, I cannot answer you romantically.
It was
I have
great
the
answer,
different,
Cherry.
yeah,
It
it's
it was a
different. But I tell you, when I love my children and I hope for them to reach the pinnacle of successes, education and family, they will have a good life. I have grandchildren and all that, and that is hope within me when they because I love them. And when you love your friends, you want them to be, also successful just like you, or in your colleagues, or my friends at Lincoln. I am happy for them. I love them, and I respect them. I hope they respect me too, and I hope that it will make a difference in the relationship online. So love is hope, yes, in a way, but it depends on the person how he looks at it. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you very much, Charito, for the answer. Leslie, very similar question to you. Do you think that love in relation to hope is the form of action which you talk about when you spoke about faith?
Uh, so ask me that again. That was a good question. Just ask it again, please.
Whether you think that love is the action which turn hope into faith.
Well, love is a word that when we think it, we feel good. And we know that the only thing humans can control, no one's proved anything else other than this, that what you think, how frequently you think it, and how you're feeling when you think it is the cause of physical and brain function. Many people think that it's brain, but it's not. Conventional teaching doesn't teach about mind. Those two things are collapsed together. So anything that we can do to generate the feeling of love, hope, charity, this is a person that aspires to helping people first and money second. But our politicians, as it was mentioned by several people, and part of the challenge in the world today, I would say, is that when it gets right down to brass tacks, people might say they're people first and money second. But the truth is, they're not. So you can say that you stand for humanity, but yet when money is involved in the fear of poverty, the fear of losing our job, i.e., politicians, they're going for the money. And so morals are out the window when money is there. Money is it's the fear of poverty. And you can't have faith and fear at the same time. All we can do is aspire to love. And so, yes, love is a high vibration. It's inspiring. And when practiced well, will on many occasions outweigh our fears. But only one thought is going to persist over time, and it will directly affect the vibration in every cell in your body. So what you think actually it will match your results. Ultimately, if you love, then people and opportunities based on that love will show up at your door. If your dominant thoughts are woe is me, negative, money first, people second, I don't care, I'll be dead. It doesn't matter what happens to the world. There are many people that think that that's what politicians are thinking. Well, heck, I've lived my life, I got lots of money, and the hell with everybody else. Even grandchildren. Money and the love of money is the dirge of humanity. And so the more that we can love what we're doing, love our job, like Charito said, love the people we're working with, look for the good in them. It's always there, but notice how the general population does not look for the good. They look for what's wrong. And that is the low vibration. So yes, I believe that maintaining and aspiring to have love in your heart as often as possible, to find the good in everything, to look for the positive changes that are actually happening right now. If you're highly aware, you'll see very good things happening. Remember, size doesn't matter here. So I guess we lost Usi. I'll just turn it back over to you. Yes, I believe that the aspiration to have love in your heart as often as possible is action, and that is the action that hope needs to turn into faith. Thank you for letting me get that all out, Michael.
Thank you very much, Leslie. You describe it very well. Philip, you are in Switzerland. In this week, as regularly 1 week in the year, usually in January, Switzerland for the world reduced to one, generally a village called Davos. And my question is very specific. Do you think that the people living in Switzerland hope there will be the next Davos or there will be no next Davos because of the outcome?
Some they do, some they don't, because it depends a bit on them. But I think, like for the locals in Davos itself, it's quite tough regime. Like you can't walk everywhere anymore. Some people even lose their flats during this event. Like they have in a contract, you have to leave for 1 or 2 weeks. And I think these people they don't like this event. But yeah, it's around and it's there, but yeah, it doesn't make really big change in this world, the whole thing. Yeah. And yeah, so I think most people probably are quite neutral about it. But in my opinion, it's not really the best event, but well, they should have it if they want to have it. But yeah, we would rather find another way to talk to each other, to embrace each other. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much for this opinion. Let me ask you, Usse, because I saw that you drop frequently because of the connection. I know you are very closely connected with God and action. What is needed to get the image of wasteless world which you talk about into the mind of people same strong as the belief in a God and action? Is it hope or is it something different?
You see, Michael, to build the West's world is not hope. It is reality world. So we need to stand together with united people, not politicians, not UN, not government. We need to stand together to build a Western world. Look, We have been watching the UN halls fill up with speech and resolutions that sound good on paper, but nothing reality. But nothing real. Hence, politicians and leaders shake hands, institution keep promise, and hunger does go away. Our environment, destruction, war, drug on. The gap between rich and poor just gets bigger. Regular people like us keep struggling to get by. They tell us to be patient. Trust the process. Wait for the next big meeting, the next deal, the next vote. It will fix everything right. But hope is not sitting around waiting for someone else to save us. Hope is not putting blind trust in faraway elites or systems that keep letting us down. Hope is right here in us, in the moms scrapping together food for our kids with whatever in the house, in the young people dreaming bigger than the lines on a map, in the workers quietly fixing up their neighborhood, one helpful act at a time, a neighbor showing up when the flood hits or prices shoot up. You see, Michael, we believe we have faced for some Christian, Jews, Hindus. Our aim to see our planet, our life is better for all. So for my
Uzi, thank you very much for your words. We have only 1.5 minutes left. And I would like to thank you all because we talk about a term which is being mentioned frequently. But until this moment, I feel like I did not understand the complexity, especially the action which is needed to turn it into something which we call palpable in the world of Industry 5.0. And these recordings, they are palpable results because everyone can reach them and touch them in some way through the digital device. So thanks a lot. And let me wish you have a nice time, free of waste and wasting in all its forms. Stay safe, be free, be human, and let helps everyone to turn hope into faith through action and love. Thank you and see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye
Bye,
bye.
everybody. Have a great week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.